We got the next topic. Obviously, Iceman is dropping tonight. Iceman episode 3. We haven't watched it yet. I'm not sure if there's any news that's come out of it yet. I haven't seen anything break. Anybody, if there's anything interesting, let me know in the comments section. We can take a look at it if there's something interesting there. But Drake has been in Iceman mode. Part of his rollout, most recent stop in his rollout was his interview with Bobby Altoff, which to me actually is on brand and it makes sense. Her name's Bobby. His name's Drake. Iceman, his real name is Bobby Drake. But this is yet another Drake album rollout season. It seems like he's perpetually in album rollout mode. I want to start with you, Macito, on this one. What do you think about Iceman so far, what we've heard, and what do you think about this rollout, and what should we expect from Drake?
I appreciate the rollout for the mere fact that this is more creative than Drake has been in a long time. Whether, your opinion about it is always going to kind of fall on how much of a fan you are or not. I'm a fan, so I'm appreciating it. And I just, for a while, especially pre-battle, it just felt like Drake was kind of in grace you with my presence mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, here's the joints, you know what I mean? Like, dropping on Friday, here's the singles, and I even really drop singles anymore. Barely any videos, you know what I mean? So I can appreciate, him and his team at the drawing board trying to figure out what's going to connect with the public, what's going to connect with his fan base. I like that, you know what I mean? I like somebody being challenged beyond what they've been doing. As far as the content, it's been touch and go, if you want me to be honest. A lot of, I feel like, post-battle, a lot has been, said about Kendrick's lore, right? Kendrick, beyond just the surface level. And I feel like that's affected a little bit of what Drake is doing in the sense that, I'm in all the OVO Reddit pages. I followed up, the Club Paradises. I'm in the spaces. It's like, I feel like a lot of people are grasping at something that's not quite there. You know what I mean? And with today's episode, maybe the puzzle will all come together, right? But I feel like we're going a little bit too left. This Pinocchio thing, you know what I'm saying? It seems like he's trying to give you Easter eggs for the sake of giving you Easter eggs, right? So that's a little bit much. The music, also touch and go. What did I miss? It's very hard to judge Drake music in real time, right? Because a lot of people positively and negatively rush to give you their first opinion. So the fans are all saying, this is classic, we back, this is crazy, you know what I mean? And the people who hate him are like, yo, why is this dude even making music anymore? Can we get him out of here? So you kind of gotta, completely strip yourself of the public's thoughts when you listening to it. So, but what did I miss? I like it. Especially in Drake has this kind of effect musically, where, there maybe is some subliminal messaging in there. You like it after you hear it a few times, a little bit more, you know what I mean? So what did I miss is definitely in the rotation right now. The Central C was clearly a hit and miss, right? Like whoever it was for, it clearly is not connecting to. I remember that first couple nights, you got those TikToks and you got those IG reels of people acting like they was rocking with it. But it's not the level of, when Drake goes into somebody's sound and goes into another region's sound. Usually he does a good job at it. However you feel about the cultural vultureness of it is how you feel about it. But he usually does a good job at the very least, a decent job. And I don't feel like he did that with the Central C chain, right? So right now it's I'm 50-50 with it. It seems like he's thinking. It seems like which is a recipe for success for me. It seems like he's angry. And I like when an artist is in angry mode, you know what I mean? Is in, not blinding angry, right? Where they can't even, execute, but just, a chip on his shoulder. I like that, so right now I'm 50-50 with it. I do think that today's episode, that's what all the Reddit pages, that's what all of the the stand pages are saying, that today is supposed to be the red button. That's another thing, right? Like it's seemingly waiting for some shoe to drop that is never dropping, and they kind of almost set Drake up in a way, right? We can't just like the music because you were expecting some, game 2 that he was supposed to win that never happened, right? So coming from a complete fan perspective, I'm excited. I'm hoping that it's going to be take away the battle. Hoping it's going to be a step above his 2020s output thus far. You know, especially like for all the dogs. Honestly, never mind. I don't feel like he's had much quality control for it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about it. I can't say that you know everything has been a 5, everything has been hitting. You know what I mean? That would just be lying to you and the public. It's just not a fact. But I do feel excited about the direction that it has been going.
1 second applause. I like that. Nice, well-rounded take. Nice, well-rounded take. I feel like, you know, I like what you said that when you mentioned that he's angry, right? I think that's a motivating factor for a lot of people when they get into a creative spirit. We'll see what comes out of it from a project standpoint. You know, I feel like you also hit the nail on the head talking about how people, you know, are really trying to pull out the layers of this lore. They're comparing it to, maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, but I do think that there is something there when Drake fans see all of the lore, the deep dives, the Easter eggs, the breadcrumbs that are all over Kendrick's catalog for a long time. And then in conversation, they try to replicate that or they try to match that with an artist who just hasn't been doing that.
Right.
And so I don't think that's actually a fair thing for them to do to themselves. I think you just accept artists and people for who they are in certain spaces. And to try to match someone for being as deep when that person's been doing something intentionally for a long time and the other person hasn't, I think it's a great opportunity to try to pivot the conversation to the good things that the artist that you do support does. But Professor Scott, you know, you are always positive in your music reviews. What do you think about this? What do you think about the Iceman rollout so far?
Well, I'm really conflicted because the thing that makes Drake interesting to me is that he is himself always divided, like between multicultures and races, and he's always trying to do at least 2 different things at once. And I think that's where his power comes from. And I think that's where we get angry because, you know, we're sort of like, oh, is he a hip hop guy or is he not? And like, I see the rollout and I'm kind of like Masito, like I like the boring stuff. I like the like 45 minutes of a door because like, what the hell? Why not? I actually, by the way, I think Honestly Nevermind is his best album of this decade. But like, I like it when he's trying to be an artist. But like, I think that's the question. Is Drake, it's no longer, is he hip hop? It's, is he an artist? Because I don't think he is. I think he's an influencer and he's a gambling groomer. And his goal is to get young men into the manosphere and gambling and feed money to his new boss in Australia, and that's his job, and like that's what he does.
Gambling
now.
Groomer is crazy.
That's what he is. It's crazy, but it's true. Who's watching that shit? You know who's watching Aiden Ross? Who is watching XQC? They're all working for the same thing. He's not trying to make art. He's trying to be an influencer, and he's trying to use that to get teenagers to lose their money and make sure that the class divide is as wide as possible. Damn. So that's why I got, and that's not even getting into the court case. I know maybe Screw has some thoughts on this, but yeah, that's where I stand on it.
Well, I'm not mad at that. 1 second applause. Mesito, you got a response to that? You got something you want to say to that?
But I don't know how to respond to that one. I hope not. I hope he's not a tool planted by the higher ups to lead us down.
Gambling Groomer, what are we doing?
I mean, that's what he's been selling. That's what he sells every day.
Hey, I know listen, Macito is caping for OVO. Let me throw my cape on for young Ari Graham in here. Pardon me, glasses. Let me get in here, man. Listen. I told Justin this when Justin said that he said Lil Wayne's album was trash. Okay. And I said
it was awful. This. Awful. The quote is awful.
This is what I'm gonna say. When you have performed at a certain level and you have done certain things in this industry, and Glasses know how difficult it is because me and him, we still in it, right? When you have done what he has done for this period of time, there has to be a certain amount of respect given to Drake. Now, brother, listen, you had your infant on your lap. It's much love to you. You know, it's definitely Gambling Groomer is hilarious. But I'm gonna say, man, dude has made music that have impacted people's lives for like over 20 years, like 20 years now, I think. Damn near 20 years. He came out 2010. Yep. So like, I mean, this guy has dominated this shit. So I can't even. It doesn't matter if he's selling gambling, I love Snoop. It's my brother. I seen Snoop on a box of a perm one day at Simply Wholesome. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is whatever he doing to that he got to make his ancillary income. That's just that come with it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think what you said is hilarious, but I could never say that about him, and I could never because of what he has meant. You know what I'm
You want to
saying? Like,
you want to connect that dot a little bit better because it sounded like you said Drake made music that's so good you don't care if he's selling death.
no. What I'm saying to you is
God
he
damn.
he no. What I'm saying to you is he has made an impact in this industry at such a level, at such a high level. I'm not going to criticize him for what he's got going on when it comes to gambling. When motherfuckers is gambling every day, and I grew up gambling and shooting dice. So now he getting a check for it. I'm about to just call him uh, a gambling groomer. All kids, if you go like, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that to him
Say it one more
because
time.
of what
Say it one more time because I think it's sticky enough to actually leave this
Fire.
chat. Say it one more time. I like that.
That is
Gambling groomer. Drop
gambling
it one more
groomer
time.
is crazy. Listen,
The
that
fact
let me
that
tell you
y'all just
Actually,
made that
I like that
happen
a
on
lot.
this,
that
y'all
right
made this
there
happen,
is
bro.
that
This
is
is gonna be all
the
over
gambling groomer is
X.
crazy. You just did some. Like that's up there with BBL Drizzy. That's like up there. That's gambling. Like I've never heard anyone be a groomer for gambling, and that shit is crazy.
I love it.
That was
1 second applause.
fantastic. That was fantastic. But I'm just saying, his music, like even like with Kendrick Lamar, like when you ascend to a certain level, I just like I said, it's just a certain type of respect, that comes out of my mouth because I just know how hard it is to be that person. And he was the number one guy for a very long time. So whatever he's selling, hey man, I just shake my head at it. But at the end of the day, if he never make another good song, he's done enough for me to where I'm gonna respect what he got going on. Cause I know he still gotta pay them bills. So but shout out to you. That was creative and it was hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
And also, I also think the Carter 6 is good. So I'm just saying, you and I are together on that. Not good.
Well,
it's not as bad as everyone
listen,
thinks.
I'm not saying
I just
that
lost
it
all
was
my
good.
goodwill.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm not even saying it was good. I was just telling Justin that it's a certain kind of way he got to talk about Wayne. Like
Yeah.
you can't.
I feel that though. I said the same thing. I was like, bro, it's like Drake, even with all of the music, bro. It's like it's hard for me to critique a record maker of that caliber. You know what I mean? Like I can critique everything he's doing culturally. It's like easy,
Yeah.
walk in the park. That's stupid. That's stupid. Record making, it's like, let me just shut the fuck up because you know what I mean. He didn't pull so much shit out, and it's the same thing with with Wayne. It's like, you know what? Now I'm gonna just go on it because you already know certain people be superheroes at one specific thing, and for sure, if nowhere else, like what Mesito was saying, like it's hard when you're talking about a superhero of making records. You know what I mean? And that's why even going back to that part of OVO Boss, like I could say anything, even the things I'm saying positive don't come across positive. I think it's just part of the cripping, you know what I mean? Where people like, well, I don't care if he said that, that's cool. It's like, I'm gonna focus on him saying that he's not hip hop or so forth and so on. But like as a record maker, like it's really hard but you know what's funny? Justin, I didn't call you and think about this. And to Curtis's point earlier, the cultural cachet is so strong, it's making one of the best record makers in history. It's making people second guess records that are probably good.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much hip hop matters. Like the artistic expression of street urban culture to where he'll put out a good, let's go. And you be like, you know what I'm saying? Shit that before this, you know what I mean? You would have just, oh, that's pretty catchy. Hey, I don't even care what it, you would have just went with the catchiness of the record and great record making. But now it's like, that show you the power that Curtis was saying about hip hop, the cachet, where you like, now everything he does is like over scrutinized. Like it's all like niggas is watching. And that's why I'm glad. And forgive me, Curtis. I'm glad we're back to that point. Everything is like, it's an eye on it. Like, what that mean? Oh, the best rapper come from England. Oh, you did a song with Central C. Like now marketing Like, you got to work hard because now we looking behind the curtains. UK has the best rappers, and you have a song with Central. No, we not fucking with that. You know what I mean? Like his bass tried to push it off the ground, and he was right. About 2 weeks, they were trying to do TikToks. And it was like, nigga, you just said that. Like now, all of the shit is connected, and it's fucked up to see it happen to such a great record writer. But I love the fact that the culture is standing up for itself. Like,
I like it too. I like it too.
You late niggas, you feel me? And then one day, just because you're this fantastic record writer, you're gonna keep getting through. Like now, it's like now we really are demanding authenticity. You better tell us you hurt about this battle. You better, like, you cannot keep talking tough. That's the problem. Like, if I was talking to Chubb before, and I'm like, bro, he can't keep talking tough. We don't believe it. Like, we're watching you. You were in the moment to be tough. You were in the moment where you lost this fight, and you could have just went on and talked about, it could have been a Drake moment where you talked about how your feelings was hurt. You could have talked about, how you took him on tour, and maybe the relationship fell apart, and maybe where you went wrong at and where you went right at, and gave us this end. But you was like, nah, I'm tough. Yeah, all you niggas is pussy. Bro, you talking about you gonna see people in the streets, bro? What are you talking about? Cause like, what is happening? Like, you are not seeing anybody in streets, nigga. You not. That's just, and everybody knows it. His base is trying to, and I give his base credit. They're like, I'm watching people every day on Twitter. Glad you don't know, because he gonna run up on somebody. I'm like, he's gonna run up on somebody.
Wait, Macito is a part of his base. Is Drake gonna run up on anybody?
No, but Macito is a real. He's a regular fan, not.
He had knee problems when he first came out.
Yeah. So real people.
1 second applause.
Stat. Somebody tell me there on Twitter, he'll be in LA next week, and what you gonna say when he sees you then? When he has the shite on?
Oh my god!
I was like, oh my god. So Cuz is gonna run up on me in Los Angeles.
No.
With the on, and what is my emotions gonna be? I'm like. No. I don't know. I think I would laugh.
What is my emotions going to be?
And I was
first of all, he gonna be out here. He gonna have the Detroit Lions offensive line, and then he gonna have some government officials with him. So dog, have you seen how Birdman move in LA? That's how he gonna move.
But listen, my thing is, the confusion is that somebody's upset. Like, bro, we just want the best thing for everybody. We just don't want you to be no sucker. That's it. Just you being a sucker. Like, and that's just simply said. Take your loss. Don't try to blame everybody. Take your loss and move on. Tell us how you really feel. Mm-hmm. That's what we demanding. Like Curtis said, authenticity as the cornerstone. Yeah, be a little, but you got to get closer to it. I always said Rick Ross paid a consequence when people realized he was a correctional officer. Rick Ross is in my top 5 favorite rappers of all time. But it's just certain people that don't care how good them records is. Nigga, no. Right? Like, Rick Ross supposed to have multiple triple platinum albums. That's how fucking great. Rick Ross should be jamming. I'd be like, man, this nigga is really good. But niggas be like, man, that nigga is a CO. Somebody's so dope. So I think even when we don't want it to be back to that level of authenticity, here's a prime example. And that's, to me, like what Gunna and different people are going to have to deal with. That's why if people didn't care about, even though Justin is the artistic expression of street urban culture, people still care about the type of man you are.
Culture united, our culture united, our culture united, our culture united, connecting all over the world, connecting all over the world, connecting all over the world, connecting all over the world. 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 Connecting all over the world.